Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. Here in Montreal, it is about 10:08 p.m. Eastern Time, and I really felt called to come and jump on and give a little energy update as well as a short reading. I'd like to say short, but when the cards start and when you start, we never know where it's going to take us. So we're just going to go with the flow right now. I don't know about you guys. It's been wild. Last week we had the solar eclipse as well as the new moon in Aries. And then we had Mercury go into retrograde, and Mercury is currently retrograding and it's doing its thing. I see it on my Instagram. I see it in my daily life. I see it in other people's daily lives without them even having any consciousness of it, of what is going on. But I chuckle, and I just laugh and say, oh, Mercury retrograde, that's what happens. And we just gotta be patient, right? It's a time to reflect and rest and just really take the time to recalibrate yourself. And if you're unable to get a message across, don't worry. It's just not the time for it to be received, really. So I just want that to be very clear. Just have lots of patience with yourself, lots of compassion. We all have to continuously remind ourselves of that. But as we slow down, we truly get to rediscover ourselves and rediscover our power, and just offer even those around us the grace and compassion that we so deserve as well. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm already feeling the full moon in Scorpio energy. I felt like I was already feeling the new moon energy prior to the new moon. And now with this Scorpio full moon coming up, I have a Scorpio stellium. Like my sun is in Scorpio, my moon is in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, Pluto, so on and so forth. There's at least 6 placements in Scorpio. I am goddess Scorpio, or as known as Wedget. If you know the ancient deity goddess Wedget, queen of the scorpions. What I truly meant to say was goddess Serket. I'm already feeling that full moon. Goddess Wedget was very present. Feeling. I don't know if you guys can see. We're looking at my peeling skin. I came back from goddess Wedget is goddess Cobra, and so all that dead skin is currently peeling off. And it's funny to look. It's really funny to look at, especially having my name being Cobra as well. I have my little Cobra right here, always protecting me. So I'm already feeling a lot of the release from the full moon, and I'm just allowing myself the grace and patience and compassion that I deserve, and I just hope you guys can do the same with yourselves. You're not going crazy, Some of us sometimes feel the energies a little sooner than others. The beauty of working with the moon is that it's there to be worked with. It's there to be worked with, but the energy can be felt, right? The energy can be used for a certain period of time, but the energy can be felt prior, and I find that really beautiful. So today I'm gonna just I have 3 decks out here. Maybe we'll use them all, maybe we won't. Sorry, I just need some tea. I made myself some chamomile tea, and I put some fresh coconut water because I decided to buy myself a coconut, and make some holes in it and take out the fresh juice because I'm already missing the tropics of the Caribbean. It's okay. I'm gonna live in a climate like that one day. truly. But yeah, I made a really nice chamomile tea with fresh coconut water. It's really soothing and relaxing. So I told myself I'll come on, do this reading a bit, and then prepare myself to rest and go to sleep so that I can prepare for my day tomorrow. And I can give you guys some insight too. So thank you for being here with me. We're going to be working with 3 decks. I have the Starseed Oracle deck, and then I have what do we have here? We have Tarot of the Divine, and then we have the Divine Feminine Oracle. I have a little Palo Santo here as well. If you're wondering why it's flaming like this, I put a little bit of essential oil on it as well. I find it actually helps start the fire on it, and then it burns a little longer too, depending. So I just wanted to, God, I love the smell of this. I just wanted to start off with a little cleanse and some deep breaths. You know, you can join in with me. I like to make people feel included in this reading, right? If you're watching this, no matter when you're watching, remember that time is an illusion, right? It is limitless at the end of the day. When you find this message, you find it. If it is for you, it is for you. If it's not, it's not. You know, you take what resonates, you leave what doesn't. You take what you feel called to. And that's how we go. That's how I roll. So I just want to cleanse you guys a little bit over there. I also have a candle going on. I have a candle that I made like 8 months ago, and I only recently opened it. I only recently lit it yesterday for a reading that I had with the Divine Sister Goddess. I felt called to finally light it up, and it's just so beautiful the way it's burning. I actually made this. So this is the candle I'm talking about. It's the sun and the moon. And as I was doing the reading, it was burning just so perfectly, and I just find it so in unison, the way it's burning right in the middle. You can see the two, you can see the flame, and the flame, it just looks eternal, and I love it. I love it. So yeah, that was the candle that was burning and that I have lit right now, along with another one. So we can start with taking some deep breaths together now, just so we can get into this reading together. In through your nose. Hold it. Let it out. And again, in through your nose. Hold it. Let it out. In through the nose. Let it out. Okay. I hope we're all feeling more centered. So I'm being called to start with the Starseed Oracle deck. I find this such a beautiful deck, honestly. It's from Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel. I'm just gonna shuffle the cards. begun. I find this really beautiful. We have 3 cards that came out. The first one that I saw is actually perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. And it's like we're zooming out on Earth, right? And just realizing that none of the material world matters, right? Reality is to each their own. Our reality, majority of the time, well, it is our thoughts. And it's very important for us to find common ground and ground ourselves in that as well. And that comes back to also Mercury in retrograde. Mercury being in retrograde. It's exactly that time to zoom out, to change your perception, right? Think things over. Find new meaning. The other card that came out too is the Void. Stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic womb. And I find that beautiful as well, because we also just here in Canada, we just finished winter, right? The nice weather's approaching. You know how they say April showers bring May flowers. And it's being in that in-between period where, you know, all the flowers are not blooming yet. There's no leaves on the trees just yet. Things are just budding, right? It's that rebirth. And being in Mercury retrograde as well is just this beautiful time to just stop and reevaluate what you want to bring in for the summer solstice, as well as what needs to be let go in the full moon in Scorpio, as well as going into the void, right? The depths of the void. And the great cosmic womb, that just reminds me also of fertility. It reminds me of springtime. It reminds me of the spring equinox. Just fertility, you know. It's really beautiful, and it has kind of picture of the void, almost like the Milky Way. It's a really beautiful card. And then what else came up is really like an as above, so below card, which is forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. And I think it's just a really wonderful card. As you can see, you know, you have this divine feminine here using the cosmic, using her intuition right here. Like, that's what I see the cosmic as, and forging a path to her own reality. And I think that goes so well with perspective, right? We're all here to forge our own path, where I truly believe, especially like as light workers or just conscious beings, we're here to co-create, right? And as I said, our reality has a lot to do with our thoughts. Change your thoughts, change your reality, change your reactions to things, which changes things into the outer world as well. So these cards are really beautiful. So it was perspective, the void, and forge, don't follow. I think these all go hand in hand right now to say what a beautiful time to reflect, redirect your energy on forging a new path, understanding that like if you feel like you're not meant to be here, or you don't belong in this world, majority of the time you do. It's because you might not fit in, but you're not made to fit in. You're made to stand out for a reason. We need to focus more on creating new earth than trying to fit in with society and other people's expectations. It's about deprogramming. I want to take one more card from here just for clarity, because those came out like, they were like, we want to come out. We have a message to say. I feel like if you have Scorpio in your chart, especially in your big three, even yourself and North Node might be feeling it too. You're gonna feel the energy of the full moon before the full moon arrives. You can let me know in the comments if that's what you're feeling as well. Please let me know also in the comments, what you think, if this resonates with you. I would really appreciate a like, a subscribe, a share. Do as you're called to. Don't forget that you can message me for one-on-one readings as well. I also offer Reiki and guided meditations, some guidance, and I do polarity guidance. I feel like it's coming. The card's coming out. The courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. I love that this one came out right after I finished saying that I also do Reiki and energy healing and one-on-one sessions for tarot and oracle cards and meditation and polarity guidance. I like to consider myself a multi-dimensional being. I cannot stay to one thing. I also have a day job. I also studied flowers and went into floral designing. I've been a barmaid. I've done it almost all, So I love this, the courageous peony. And I was saying this to a friend today too. Like, I was actually telling her what a pioneer she is and what a leader she is, and how she came here in this earth or in her field to forge a new path. And I was just encouraging her and just so proud of her. And I think we're all capable of more, more than people's expectations, more than just being in a box into one thing. Maybe some people are fine with that, and that's okay. You can be a master of a single trade, or you could be a jack of all trades. It's your calling at the end of the day. So this is a really beautiful card. I feel really called to that, and that's what I've been telling a lot of people too, is let yourself be seen. For those of you who were in really deep healing, in shadow work, in dark night of the soul this winter, or the last few months, or the last year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, time, right? Illusion. Whatever it is, if you're feeling called to come back out and share yourself, do it. It's worth it. Even if you reach one person, it's enough. I think the most important part is that you reach yourself and you make yourself proud. So I'm going to leave that. I'm really called to just read The Courageous Peony from the guidebook. Let's find it. So on page 50, oh, this is beautiful. It's back to the springtime and the fertility with the great cosmic wound of the void. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted, true nature with the world around you. To uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering. To own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it's safe to embody all of who you truly are. It's safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first it may feel uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day it does become easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you, and experiences you've been longing for arrive at your feet. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? I resonate with this very much as well. Just having started this YouTube channel, I had opened myself on Instagram back in 2020, end of 2020. Took a little bit of I take these moments in and out. I truly believe taking time for myself, and then when I come back, I like to be better than ever. So I find this card just very encouraging for that, and just what I've been telling a lot of people too is rid yourself. Don't be afraid to peel back those layers and let yourself be seen. There's so much power in vulnerability. A lot of people think being vulnerable is a weakness, due to trauma of being hurt by people who may have taken advantage of that vulnerability. But when you're moving with the right intentions, and when you can practice discernment as well, your vulnerability will be your biggest superpower. So let yourself be seen. This also gives me a lot of, it doesn't show it, but I'm seeing it with the void in perspective, and forge don't follow, a lot of Kali Ma energy, which I was feeling a lot in the reading yesterday as well with my divine sister goddess. In her reading, we spent 2 hours on that, and there was a lot of Kali Ma, and a lot of her's been coming around. Most people are afraid of her. I don't believe there's anything to be afraid of Kali Ma. If you know Kali Ma, she always has her tongue out, and that she is chaos and destruction, but also the mother of creation, right? We cannot create if we do not deconstruct what is not truly ours. So it goes back to programming once again. We're very much programmed to be a certain way from a young age, and people instill all these expectations on us that are not ours. And I think we're also all like onions, and we have to peel away the layers to get to the center. And the center of an onion is also green, right? And what is the heart chakra? It is green. So we always have to come back to our heart. And this, this channel for me is a way for me to help you and help me, and let's walk each other home, right? To ourselves. It's a remembrance. It's a deep remembrance of who we are, what we came here to do. So that's that. I want to take out a divine feminine card as well. I already feel so satisfied with the Starseed Oracle cards that came out. I want to pick out one card from the Divine Feminine. And then, if called to, I will take a card from the tarot deck. Look at that. I wanted it to be a short reading, an energy update, but I'm just here speaking away. My throat chakra is truly just unblocking, and I think that goes well with Goddess Inanna, who I actually got yesterday in yesterday's reading. It's really beautiful, and her energy's just been very present. See, Mercury retrograde. Words. What are words? Made up words. I feel like she's just very present, Goddess Inanna, for the throat chakra activations. So, what can the Divine Feminines let us know today? What do we need to know? Do you have any messages for us? There's something that our higher selves, for myself and whoever's watching, what do you want to tell us? What do we need to know? I've never picked this card. Ariadne, Mistress of the Labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. I love how it's the labyrinth. Once again, so beautiful with the void and the forge don't follow. And the only way out is through. It's through your heart and being cracked open, right? Oops, confirmation right there. This is a beautiful card. I'm looking at her and I just feel so much peace. I really feel the feminine energy. And what I also notice here is that she's holding like a orange ball of some sort. You would think it's like the sun or some, like, or even Mars. I'm thinking Mars for some reason. In her hand, in her left hand. And the left, remember, is also the feminine energy side of your body. Left is the feminine, right is the masculine, and then it's the opposite for your brain, where the left side of your brain is more logical, masculine energy, and then the right side of your brain is more of your creative aspect, which is the feminine energy. Did I say that properly? Masculine, feminine, and masculine, feminine brain, and then we have feminine, masculine. So Ariadne, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Someone can correct me or I'll look through it. I also see it's actually, sorry, I guess I'm thinking with my sacral chakra. She's actually holding a ball of yarn, of red or orange yarn. And I think that goes back to forge, don't follow, right? Create. 21, as I said that. Creating the way, forging your own path. That's really beautiful. I want to read that. Let's see. What do you have to tell us? It's in 186 of the guidebook. Who she is. Ariadne represents the love and support available to us when we dare to be courageous. Ariadne is known as being both a Greek goddess and the human daughter of Minos, king of Crete. Her father put her in charge of the labyrinth, where 7 human sacrifices were made every 7 years to appease the Minotaur who lived within it. The Minotaur had the head of a bull and the body of a man. Beautiful, we've just entered Taurus season. He preyed on those who got lost in the dark. One year, a valiant and heroic man named Theseus went into the labyrinth to slay the Minotaur and end the sacrifices. Ariadne fell madly in love with him and gave him a sword to kill the Minotaur and a ball of red thread so that he could find his way back out of the labyrinth and into the light. Ooh. Ancient Greek myths were oral, so there are varying accounts of the Theseus and Ariadne eloping after his success, or others where Ariadne's consort, Dionysus, the Greek god of ritual madness and religious ecstasy, chases after her and pleads with her to return to him. Whichever way the story ends, the constant is that Ariadne's love and support changed the faith of so many who would have otherwise been lost to the labyrinth. When your soul selects her card, Ariadne is a symbol of the hope, the divine assistance, and the step-by-step process we can take to move through a difficult time or to confront an injustice in our life. She helps Theseus because he's daring to end a pattern of madness. He's willing to do whatever needs to be done to stop the injustice. She gives him the tools to create his desired outcome. He is successful because of her, and she assists him because he acts with courage. Her message is that our courage is always in some way rewarded. When we seek to end an unnecessary pattern or routine that is no longer serving us, even though we initially created it in the effort to keep us safe, it can feel as insurmountable as facing a horned part man, part beast that lives in a dark maze inside us. Pure terror. But the soul always wants our freedom. The divine is what liberates, not confines. It might feel like we can't find our way out of this situation, this maze, but we can. We can trust the soul knows the way through, and that spiritual support is a given. Ariadne wants us to be brave so that she can fall in love with our actions. She is both a goddess and a human. She gets our fear, but she also knows just how much power we hold as well. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. And what we can use and gather from this card is what allows me to feel supported while doing the inner work. I think that is just divine. That just goes so beautiful. We have the courageous, peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. And then we get Ariadne, mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. And we had forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. This is so beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you watching, that came out real quick. Thank you. We have 10 of coins. We have the 10 of coins here. You know, I see a lot of laughter here. And 10 of coins is really, it's earth energy, right? It's earth energy and feminine energy as well. Coins also being abundance. And if you look at this card, I feel like you have some kids here, right? And then you have a dog, and you have an older woman here, kind of like supporting him or her. I'm not sure if the dog is a he or a she. I believe it's a masculine energy. That's what I'm feeling. The dog is actually holding in one hand, being the right. It's half man, half dog. When you really think of it, because the dog has human hands in this picture. And he's smoking a pipe in his right hand, while also holding like a green sachet, which I feel like is some type of like riches, abundance, a blessing, coins, right? And once again, even like it's in his right hand, so that's the masculine energy. He looks a little sad, and I feel like the woman behind him is just supporting him. And I feel like that's really, it's a beautiful kind of unison energy of the feminine, masculine energy. And just like, I feel like she's praying behind him, praying for his greatness, praying for his abundance, and praying for the courage. You know, dogs are also very loyal. Yeah, and behind this card, we also have like, we have people looking and laughing and just, I love this deck. It's a really divine deck, and each card has like deities and folklore and fairy tales from like all around the world. So I'd love to see what the background and culture and just of this card. Beautiful. The Ten of Coins represents the hard-earned rewards of a difficult venture. The story of Pan Hu celebrates the lineage that benefits from his hard work. The hardships he once endured allow him to appreciate his good fortune and retire surrounded by his progeny. That is beautiful. So he's holding his pension. And when it's upright, you get inheritance, ancestry, pensions, settling down, financial stability. So I feel with this card is just some clarity for people who kind of feel, if you're having any like limiting beliefs when it comes to money, and if that's also what the thing that scares you from actually going into your soul gifts and being on your soul mission, and you just feel really trapped in that 9-to-5 rat cycle, right? The matrix of it all. I feel like this whole reading is just saying to like zoom out, right? Gather a new perspective, get rid of those limiting beliefs, understand that you are limitless at the end of the day, and that the more courage you take, the more courageous steps that you take to do your inner work, and to be yourself and let yourself be seen, that is where your inheritance comes in. That is where your abundance comes in. That's where you allow it to come in. That's how you receive it. So you might not always see it right away in the physical. It's not always about working hard, right? We have to deprogram that the only way to make money or to be abundant or to be wealthy is to work hard. Excuse me. We need to work smart, but also realize the beautiful power of manifestation. And just as someone who personally resonates and leads more in the feminine energy, realizing that there's a lot of power and wealth that comes in through resting and not overworking and not chasing the bag, but creating the bag or receiving the bag. I think it's really beautiful to also just zoom out of your perspective, back to the card as well, and realizing how abundant we truly are every day. When you have people who stop to pick up a coffee for you, or give you things, whether it be small things, it could be little gifts, it could be crystals, it could be someone asking you if you need sugar, somebody offering sugar or oil or food, or they want to share their food with you, someone offering you a smile. I say that as a blessing. I take that as a blessing. When you see a bird outside, when you see a cat or a dog that come to you, All of these things are blessings at the end of the day. So just realizing how every day, how wealthy and abundant you truly are is what allows more wealth and abundance to come in. You know, it's not always monetary, at least not right away, right? It's not always like that. You have to be able to appreciate the little things. So let's see if maybe one more little card has to come out, because we're getting a little, this is my longest reading on the channel so far. Third time's a charm. I guess I'm getting used to this. And I think it's a beautiful message for me too, you know, let yourself be seen. This is me being vulnerable, right? I'm practicing what I'm preaching. So what do we need to know before we close out this reading? I have the Fool, and it's a beautiful mermaid looking out at a castle with these ginormous goldfishes, as well as these birds looking, flying behind her. And I think that's, you know what I like about this card? People think like, oh, the Fool, thinking that they're going to go into society's like expectations of people being fools for thinking that you can't manifest, or, you know, people will look at people and be like, you're a fool for thinking you can manifest things, or that by not working hard, you're not going to get anywhere. I know people who have worked hard their entire lives and have not gotten very far. Maybe not. Maybe they have monetarily, but they haven't gotten very far in their soul's evolution. Remember how rich that is. Remember how wealthy it is to be rich in wisdom, rich in knowledge, rich in experiences, rich in your surroundings. And you're not a fool for being seen. You're not a fool for being courageous. You might be perceived as the fool, but you're not. This is the card. I wonder where this card comes from the book. 'Cause like I said, it's fairy tales, folklore. Oh, it's Danish fairy tale. The Fool rests on the pinnacle of a decision. She is ready to dive out of her subconscious and into the physical world, to transform from an animal into a human. She is carefree and excited by a new life, regardless of warnings. Upright meaning, beginnings, possibilities, impulsiveness, innocence, a free spirit. What is better than a free spirit? Huh? Remember when the caged bird sings, it's singing for freedom. And if we go back to also the Little Mermaid, right? When she sells her soul, she loses her voice, and her voice is the beauty of it all. Right back to the throat chakra and also goddess Inanna, and just the blue of her tail here. Throat chakra, blue. Don't be afraid to speak out. I think that's the message for this reading, is use this new moon, the solar eclipse, this Mercury retrograde, the planet of freaking communication, right? Don't be afraid to take the steps needed. Do what needs to be done for you. Think on zoom out of your regular perspective. See if you can look at things a different way so that you can forge a new path. So I just wanted to show you guys what we have here. The first cards that we had were perspective. We had the void. Forge. Don't follow. And then bringing clarity, we had the courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. We had Ariadne, mistress of the labyrinth. Then we had the 10 of coins, right? Inheritance, abundance coming through that hard work and that courage, the steps taken, and being around and being surrounded by laughter and happiness. And the Fool, right? The Fool. Being set free. Don't be afraid to look like a fool to others. So I'm going to just end it here now. It's been a beautiful reading. Thank you for watching. I hope this resonated, and I hope the message receives you well. Have a beautiful evening, a beautiful week ahead, and I will be back soon. Thank you.